Hello and thank you for joining us. Journalist Hangout, Monday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Uzubaku. Today on the program, former INEC chairman Professor Atahiru Jega describes Nigeria as a failing state, urges leaders and citizens to take action to prevent the worst from happening. And later on the show, Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum urges President Tinubu to intervene in Rivers political crisis. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Adewale Adeye. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thank you for staying with us. Let's begin with Nigeria's transition to the use of compressed natural gas, CNG-powered vehicles, which is progressing. The program director of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Michael Oluwagbemi, say they are ready to collaborate with Ministry of Transport to support its delivery on CNG vehicles. At a meeting with officials of the ministry, Oluwagbemi said the committee has doubled CNG conversion centers nationwide. Hence, the need for collaboration to deliver cheaper, cleaner, safer, and more reliable transport system in the country. Let's hear from the committee chairman.
CNG initiative is focused on the mass transit sector, and this call was to intimate the ministry about what the presidential CNG initiative is about and what we are going to be doing in subsequent months and what we've already started. We've intimated them of the successes we recorded in the last 6 weeks, doubling conversion centers and continue to do so across the country to ensure more vehicles are converted to natural gas vehicles, and also about the policies that have been put in place, including the approval of Mr. President of waiver on customs as well as VAT on CNG vehicles and equipment, which has already been secured and disseminated, and looking forward to cooperation with them at the Ministry of Transportation to ensure the policies that need to be in place to ensure Nigeria fully transits from PMS diesel to natural gas vehicles, and at the minimum biofuel vehicles happens very quickly and is chaperoned by the ministry.
That was Mr. Michael Oluwagbemi, the program director of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative. Jide, we're almost getting there, but it's slower than I think.
Yes, because the intention is to import those vehicles already manufactured to, the federal government promised as part of the efforts to lower transport fares to bring in vehicles. Now, because those vehicles have to be purpose-built for the purpose, for what we really need, is going to take some time. It's not as if you just go on the shelf and buy them. So it's taking a while to bring in these vehicles. But as soon as they are here, the plan is to work with the National Road Transport Workers so that it can reach the people who need them through the NURTW. Those vehicles will be put on the streets, and then our people can use them. Of course, because it's way cheaper than petrol-fired vehicles. Way cheaper than petrol. The intention is to see how they can reduce the transport fares. But government, apart from the vehicles that government will bring in, that will be gas fired, that will be gas engine. The government also plans to build many conversion centers. NIPCO has already delivered more than 7,000 conversion centers across the country now, as we speak. Yes.
Delivered?
Yes. Conversion centers. There's about
like
7,
filling station that we can just...
That is what NIPCO has done.
7,000?
Yes.
That's quite encouraging.
So, some states started before that. Some states like Ogun, Rivers. In fact, the first set of vehicles that came, those buses, Rivers State bought a good chunk of them. Already they are gas fired. I remember the day they received those vehicles, and some were delivered also to Abuja. In fact, I think in the National Assembly they've received some of those buses. It's taken a while, but as Oluwagbemi said, they've already doubled the conversion centers that have been created across the country. So gradually we'll get there. CNG is way cheaper than PMS. What we want to see is a situation in which, in Lagos, for example, let's have as many of them as possible, including Keke Napep, those tricycles. Government has already said, okay, it's going to bring in thousands of them, So our people need to be able to transit from point to point, not at the cutthroat rate that we are experiencing now. A drop of Okada from Akute to Baga is 400 naira now. It will cost you like 1,000 naira to go to Ikeja from Akute. It's such a terrible thing. Even from grammar school, they're already taking people by like 400 naira and all that. So some will trek half of the journey before now joining a bus to take them to their destination. But if we can bring in a lot of these buses, just as the government has promised, and we create conversion centers, people can go to those conversion centers to have their engines converted. And then we will have filling stations. And that's where NIPCO comes in. They will have filling stations where, as you are traveling along the highway, you can stop and you will have your gas topped up.
So
just like you are buying.
For some of us that we are using 8 plugs, powered SUV, you won't have to worry much about buying fuel if you convert to the CNG.
Yes, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper for you.
Cheaper.
This is NIPCO. When I told you that NIPCO is building those conversion
so this
centers.
is technology.
They will help you. But what I
so
want
at any
to see,
given time, you will fill up if you run out of gas.
Yes, that's why it has to be on those highways, Lagos to Ibadan, Enugu, Port Harcourt, and all of those major highways.
Sure we have them all over.
Now, what they are doing, because I had Oluomo talking about it some time ago, what they are even doing is to have both PMS-fired engines and gas-fired engines simultaneously.
Any filling station?
Yes.
Wale?
No, the point is there are places where you may not be able to access gas. So you have alternative.
Okay.
Not to totally remove your engine. So you have alternative because there are places like you go to the village during Christmas and there's no gas.
I don't find them saying so back up. Wale, it will take us time to get used to this.
Well, for me, I think if we are talking about development, we need to admit that this is a major paradigm shift. One instance is for the first time we're having...
Sorry, Wale, 14 CNG stations across Nigeria are more than 7,000 vehicles, not stations. CNG stations, 14. Yes. So but he's saying now that they've doubled.
Okay,
and that's
we're still starting.
But more than 7,000 vehicles have been converted.
I think for the first time we're having alternative energy in terms of transportation, because we have been used to PMS for decades. So for the fact that we're having an alternative means that in the long run, it's going to provide alternative for people and also to affect the prices of petroleum products. And I think the other important thing is that it is cheaper It is also environmentally friendly. You know, the carbon emission is very low, which means that it's going to contribute to a better environment for us at a particular age. We are talking about global warming. So I think this is a very important aspect. Nigeria has gas. I think we have the largest deposit of gas in Africa. And for several years, decades, we have been flaring gas that runs into billions. In the first 6 months of this year alone, we flared gas worth about $285 million. So I think this will stop. At least there's now an economy, the gas economy, that we can divert our gas that we are flaring into. So I think it's a very important thing that has not happened for over 30, 40 years that we have been talking about it. So I'm quite happy about what has happened. And it's also impressive that the government is collaborating with the NURTW, which is the most important transport union that we have in the country, so that it's going to be a situation where they are going to be excluded from the program. And I think it's also going to create more jobs for Nigerians. I think it's a very impressive development.
Knowing our people, that what goes up never get to come down again, and would this crash the cost of transportation? Because this is the major worry for everybody.
For most people.
Yes,
is the reason we have
cost of goods and services,
food inflation, everything tied to high cost of transportation.
Yes,
and that is why I want to see even the cost of conversion go down.
Yes,
government has to subsidize the cost of conversion, because it is government that brought about the high cost of fuel by the subsidy that it removed. So this should not be an avenue to take so much money off Nigerians, because Nigerians didn't cause this.
That cost of 400,000 naira, government will have to do something.
Yes, and then
conversion rates.
The vehicles that they are bringing into the country, government promised that it will bring in thousands of CNG fired vehicles into the country. It will bring in keke napep, thousands of them. They already laid out when they will be able to finish all of this. It has to come quickly. When it comes quickly and you have that partnership with the NURTW, part of what you have to agree with them is the fares. High cost of fares must go down. If you do all of this and you have collaboration with them and it still does not drive down the high cost of fares, then the effort, the government effort has failed. So government must monitor even the NURTW, work with them effectively, and the NURTW people should also show decency, and even common sense in this matter. You cannot work with government, agree on the matter, they can't help you, and then you still cause the people to suffer. Because I'm really alarmed at the high cost of transportation. How do people move around? And in all of this, people's salaries have not gone up.
This Utah season now, you can see.
No, a lot of people can go, and it's not their fault. It's because in some places even above 700, like in the north, for example. You know, I saw someone buy petrol in my presence for 740. And you raise it.
The presidential system of government as practiced in Nigeria allows for the principle of separation of powers, where a member of the executive cannot at the same time be a member of the legislative arm of government. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has accepted the resignation of the Minister of Labour and Employment, Simon Lalong, who will now proceed to the National Assembly as the senator representing Plateau South Senatorial District. He won the seat following an appeal court judgment on the 7th of November, which affirmed his election. My own worry here is that our politicians, the way we operate, winner takes all. I want to be the governor for 8 years. After governor for 8 years, I want to go to the National Assembly. If I'm not the National Assembly, if that ambition is not going through, I want to be the minister representing my state. And if the courts now decide, I want to go back representing my state. And some people work for that party. They've not gotten anything.
But he was the candidate of his party. You know, people work for the party, and a lot of them were snubbed, and some people who even belong to rival parties are now in the government. We know a few of them who are even PDP supporters.
During the last...
Yes, some of them worked against Asiwaju. They got appointments. If not for the hue and cry, that fellow from Ondo State.
Yes, now, of the people like Donald Ojogo that cried that this person ran against me directly.
And not just that, it was even filmed abusing Asiwaju and ridiculing him. How we could not create a system that will ensure that such people cannot come and reap where they did not sow. I don't know how we managed to have that kind of system, whereby people work for the party, people even sold their houses, you know, for the party to win, spend their money.
Resources,
they will not get anything. And then someone who in public was abusing the man who later became president, abusing him, ridiculing him, will now come and get appointment. Who does that now? So there has to be a method, a module by which other people are able to even see people that are coming into, you know, even the woman in Kano too, went on social media to abuse Asiwaju, and she was not going to become a minister. I think it was Ganduje that said, oh, I do not know her. She will have been minister today. People are posting some of what she said about Asiwaju. Is it that within the APC that they can't find qualified people? That people, enemies of the man who won the election, will now come and reap where hard-working people have not reaped. So let's even leave that. Nalong is a lucky person. He became candidate of his party. Once he became candidate, he contested. He was well defeated by more than 50,000 votes or so by the PDP candidate. But the PDP, by themselves, created the problems that they have today.
That problem will consume the party.
Yes, I don't know how people, and the elderly people, selfish individuals, selfish individuals, selfish so-called leaders of the party are the ones who put PDP here. Those who are accusing the judiciary has done nothing wrong. They told you to go and do congresses.
The same scenario.
They told you to go and do congresses. You decided to do congresses in only, I think, 4 or 5 places. So what do you expect? What do you expect? In Zamfara, it was the same scenario. They did not do primaries. Because what the law says is that for you to, the former governor simply wrote people's names as winners in the various categories, and others like Senator Kabiru Marafa, like the man who is governor now, the man who is governor of Zamfara now, Dauda Lawal. They said no, there was no time that we agreed on this list. And what the law says is that even if one person disagrees, then there is no consensus. So they couldn't agree on it. At the end of the day, they lost. So people will come and blame the judiciary for that when you knew that you didn't do primaries. There was no reason for Jonah Jang and Jerry Husseini to not come together and agree on, okay, this is how we are going to do this, and these are the people. You know, 2 old men put PDP, Plateau State, in the mess that they found themselves. You can abuse the judges the way you like, but this is the problem. This is the problem.
And it's affecting everything.
And you ask anybody who is in the state, they are full of regrets now. Some of the PDP members. I have friends across parties. Some of them are saying, Jide, we never knew it would be like this. Is this old man? Is this old man? They are full of regrets. that they couldn't come together to agree on the sharing pattern to use.
That hurricane has been sweeping.
It's sweeping everybody. It's sweeping everybody.
Down to that of rep.
They have a very good governor. They have a very good governor, accessible individual. But at the end, who knows what the Supreme Court will decide?
Honestly, because the governor
others have already
terminated this.
fallen by the wayside.
Honestly,
we don't know what will happen. Maybe it will be sacrificed, just like others. That is Nigerian politicians don't learn. They don't learn. If politicians learn in our country, what happened in Zamfara should have warned these people that don't do what you did in Plateau. But this man, somebody Lalong, who was well defeated, is scored 91,674 to the candidate of PDP's 148,844. You can see?
check the difference.
Somebody that was rejected now. Somebody that was rejected because of the carelessness.
Defeated.
Yes, roundly defeated.
APC candidate defeated.
Now he's going to the Senate.
To go and represent
and it's not represent the same people who rejected him.
If they love you, they would have come out a mass to vote for you.
But what do you don't blame him?
Yes, sir. He's catching on on the technicality of that.
Yeah.
No, why didn't PDP do congresses? You can't build something on nothing. It's not his fault. He's not the only one who has benefited.
You see, it's as if, these political parties, they have legal advisors. And what would have expected their lawyers to advise them? Most of the time, the lawyers will advise them, but they will not take advice. Because if you read the Constitution very well, it is clear. Primary is fundamental to any election. I can tell you this party, they are going to make the mistake again. They don't learn from
They don't learn.
But there is something very significant about this Lagos appointment. If the presidency had known that he will win the election, they would not have made him.
Yes.
Would not have made him.
Yeah, lost now.
So it means that even the president, as powerful as this is, cannot predict outcome of the judiciary. If they had known, they would not have given him a position. So look at what's happened. I think in Taraba State just today again. So I believe the judiciary is trying its best, even in spite of the face of assault, insult, and all that. We only condemn when it does not favor us.
Yes,
that's the problem. So we should allow the judiciary to do its work, and then we should give them the benefit of that, because it's the last hope of the common man. And I hope the PDP will learn from what has happened in Plateau, because the next primary, they'll see that they are not going to do primary again. They go into election and then go to court. The person that is not supposed to win.
The president does not deserve to win.
Yeah, we emerge again.
The president that the people rejected.
Yeah.
So it's like they are the ones who have betrayed the people.
Yeah.
The party leaders have betrayed
the internal democracy.
The people voted for you, but you chose not to do what is right.
It's right. And the bungled it.
And I know even a party leader outside of their own area who repeatedly was traveling to that place trying to reconcile these selfish politicians.
We have to take this breather. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's still Journalist Hangout. We'll be right back after this time out.
The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, PCNGI, invites stakeholders and investors in the oil and gas, financial services, and transportation value chain to its Stakeholders and Investors Forum. Date Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Venue, the Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, FCT. Time, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Themed, Nigeria's CNG Revolution, Seizing Sustainable Opportunities, will feature an overview of Nigeria's potential in compressed natural gas, panel discussions on navigating the CNG ecosystem, interactive workshop and exhibition, fundraising and networking. Come and join us at the forefront of Nigeria's transformation to a CNG-powered, cleaner, wealthier and more sustainable energy future. Visit www.pcngiforum.ng to register. Announcer, the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, PCNGI, moving the nation cheaper and cleaner.
Today, a lot of people who don't know what we are talking about when there's break, but then
we must not let them.
We are back.
If they know, we'll be in trouble.
Wow, it's journalist Hangout. We're reaching you live from our headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. And I still have the Mesro, Babajide Kolade Otitoju, and Adewale Adeoye in house. Now, there are ominous signs that all is not well with Nigeria. As such, a former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Atahiru Jega, has described the country as a failing state. Professor Jega said the challenges bedeviling the country is profound and called for systematic and structural change. Wow, coming from a revered person like Professor Atahiru Jega, this is very, very dangerous, dear.
No, the signs are there. The signs are not good. We have to tell ourselves the truth. Politicians,
I thought we were changing the curve.
As they get about their work, must put the people first. And the truth is, our people are going through a lot. If we cannot say it here, that our people are going through a lot, if we cannot say that people are starving, then we'll be tied us on journalist hangout.
That's what we stand for.
Yes, that means that
that's what we stand for.
We have no conscience. That's what it means. And that situation will not come when we will not be able to tell our leaders that, look, this is the mood on our streets.
We promise them we'll stand by them.
That is who we are.
No matter who's ox is God.
That is who we are. Those who want to abuse us can abuse us. That is their problem. But once you are faithful to your conscience, it underlines the fact that you fear your maker. You are faithful to your conscience. You know that at this time, Nigerians are starving. Government ought to come out and do the needful. Steps that are being taken, yes, it will take time, but government must double its efforts. Where you need to take some steps to bring down prices, you need to do it, because our people, naturally, they can endure a lot. But at the same time, we must not create a situation that suggests that we do not care whether they starve, whether they suffer. And I know that this president is not that kind of person. Because when you talk about empathy, he showed it. Jiggy Bola, back then, for people with eye problems and all that, if he wasn't thinking about the ordinary people, he wouldn't have come up with that. Paying WAEC fees because some parents were too poor to pay. You know that Bola Tinubu did it here.
We used to have this foundation that used to give foodstuff at this season to indigent people for years.
So, as president, he has to show empathy. He has to do whatever it takes to make things better in the country.
That rice.
That if
over
people
60,000
we cannot, yes, you see, that one suggests clearly that we just poured money into the ocean in respect of the so-called anchor borrowers program. Because if the program were to be successful, it will drive down prices. Because the whole goal is to energize production. If you said, okay, you spent all of this money to energize rice production, how come the price is not coming down? We have to address that. Perhaps a new policy has to be created that will address some of those issues. Professor Jega, when he says Nigeria is a failing state, you look at security, there's no doubt that we need to do better in security. You sent a video of a road to me. I can't believe it's my country. How can the gully in the middle of a road in the southeast be more than 5 meters high? What's the meaning of that?
Up to a story building.
What's the meaning of that?
You see, they are passing. This is what they are going through. We saw trucks.
Government has to address all of those issues that show to people that we are a failing state. Corruption is massive. It's not declining. Government has to address it. Hunger in the land, government has to address it. When he said that we need to move quickly before things get worse, I'm sure he was referring to the anger of the people. We do not want to see the anger of the people. But the people are taking so much. A lot of them believe that these pains are temporary. That is why you see they are just taking it on the chin. But it doesn't mean that we will not do. We have to do our best to lessen the pain. I'm looking forward to a presidential broadcast that will show clearly, maybe on the new year, that will show clearly that, okay, this is where we are going. We want to address the problems facing you people, facing us as a nation. That has to happen.
Is Nigeria a failing state right now?
Well, I think we have to be guided, in the use of language. The first thing is that Professor Jega is not a frivolous person. From his days in ASU, he's a reputed person. He has paid his dues. He's well known for his radical and people-driven politics. So when he's speaking, he's not speaking because APC is in power or whatever. You know that this somebody speaking from the depth of his heart. For some of us who have monitored him for over 3 decades. So if he's talking, we must take him very seriously. He didn't say Nigeria is a failed state. He said Nigeria is a failing state. So there are 2 different things. That means we are drifting towards failure. And I think I absolutely agree with him. Because there are certain issues you need to look at. Take the economy. Supply of energy. When you are paying about 40,000 naira for 3-bedroom flat, and your salary, your income is about 70,000 naira in a month, what do you call that? You are earning 60,000 naira, you want to buy a bag of rice, 60,000 naira. So what did you call that? Togolese, no matter what indices we read from Office of Statistics and all that, they work as laborers here. Go and ask them. The value of Togolese and francs is higher than that of naira now. If you have 1,000 naira,
I used to be like that.
1,000 naira, you get about 700 sefa. Then if you look at the level of migration, people desperate. Yes. They want to go to Libya. They don't even know what Libya looks like, where there's war. They want to go to Lebanon.
Want to go to
they want
Cyprus,
to go to Cote d'Ivoire.
Cyprus.
They want to go to. They also want anything except Nigeria.
And people are in Dakar.
And people that are migrating, some of them are over 60 years. Some of them are, even check out some of these our lawmakers. Their families are in Europe. They are here. If they have trust in that system, why don't they have their own children here? Oh. So then when you go on the street, you see the number of people picking food from dustbin. Adults. Sometimes I see elderly, women,
begging you for
selling groundnut. You put the total together, everything is about 4,000. And then the woman will trek all around the streets with that 4,000. Total value, 4,000 naira. You see muscular adults, selling chips. The whole thing is not more than 2,000 naira. Running, inside traffic and all that. So you see children walking on the streets without food, without, some even will bang your windscreen. I want to eat,
Yes.
Bang.
No bang now.
Yes.
No bang those children.
So what are we talking? People cannot go to farms. The insecurity is there.
Yes.
You drive from here to Kogi, it used to be about, in fact, from here to Abuja when I was working in Punch, if I leave by 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'm in Lagos. If you drive now, it's a whole day travel.
Yes.
The roads
are terrible.
God forbid.
But we must also admit that for somebody who just came in there less than 6 months, we can't heap all the blames on him. We need to admit that it's a systemic problem. Years of military rule, corruption, over-concentration of power. So removing these thick layers of mystery is not a day's job. Okay. So what we can do is to see how we can offer useful advice, constructive advice. Because the solution is not to say, okay, let's all destroy everything. We need to see how we can help the country to, transform from poverty, from mystery to renaissance for the benefit of all of us.
So we are going to be talking about the immediate ones that Mr. President can help. The immediate ones that the governors can help. The immediate ones that the local government chairman can intervene. We are saying people are starving.
We say people are starving. Well, some governors are not sharing palliatives. If you are a governor at this time, you can't share palliative, you are a wicked governor. That means you don't have empathy. Empathy is one of the key qualities of a good leader. If you don't have empathy, you will never even imagine that, oh, these people, they are suffering, I need to help.
That is what is driving the likes of Governor Zulum. You see him.
That is why people respect him.
Distributing money, distributing
even
yes.
clothing.
He's not interested in wearing your agbada. He's not interested in
Not
that
wearing
your
agbada and carrying some funny beard up.
Yes, he's not interested.
Who is
Zulum is always
interested?
dressing like casual stuff.
No, this is what he wants to do. I went to Yobe. You saw the videos that I brought back.
Yes, me Malabunu.
His own style is not like Zulum. He will not go and do it himself. But he insists that SEMA in the state must do it. They've told me
visuals of SEMA.
They've told me now that even for this Christmas, they are going to distribute rice to Christians and to other people. So for Christmas, they've said they already have the agenda to go and distribute. Whereas we've seen some governors, they've not released, since the president made that declaration, they've not even shared palliative ones. Maybe they've eaten the money. So why won't the ministry of our people go, especially governors in this part of the country? I don't understand. Are we not in the same country? Is it not the same policy? Federal government released money. We can't see you distributing. And if we talk about it, you will say you distributed. Oh, they do distribute in secrecy. They do distribute it in secrecy. How come we do not know? How come we can see others?
You can't apply pressure on us. You'll be calling us through phone after the program. Say, no. You can't apply pressure. We wanted to tell you the truth.
Well, this truth is in public domain. When I saw the video clips from Yobe and Bruno, I was shocked. Thousands of people,
human beings,
ordinary people.
Yes, everybody carrying their own bag.
Cobblers, street people carrying bags of rice.
Like 9 years.
Yobe and Bruno, yes, they're going to be happy. And you see the governor is there supervising it, and also the clips are in social media. Nigerians are aware. It's not something you can hide. So I keep wondering that what is the difference? What is the problem?
It's even more expensive to live in this part of the country than that side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those governors have the empathy to make sure that their people, they help their people. You see a man carrying 50 kg bag, he's going.
Look at that sheikh that was killed. Jide went there to interview those young men. Look at that market built for ordinary people.
Yes.
Like the kind of markets you see in Europe.
Yes.
Look at the secondary schools in Yobe, in poor states. Look at secondary schools, like universities in Borno State. I mean, what are we talking about?
I said they designed distribution of, Yobe designed distribution of food to students. They drew up a list. We'll be in this school today. We'll be in that school. They put the dates.
So they will bypass party boys
and girls in the tertiary institution. They too will carry their 10 kg bag of rice. Already their parents, they are giving their parents. So why won't those people pray for their leaders?
Effective.
The rice is not for party members. It's for the so if you go to secondary school, there's no way you cross party boundaries.
Party lines.
Because they are made up. It's a mix up.
The one that they took to that village, Shetimari, where Boko Haram occupied. This is the village.
This is Yobe State.
This is Shetimari village.
Yes.
Boko Haram occupied this place for 3 years.
Yobe.
They got security.
TV.
They got security and went there to give them rice. Look at even children. Children, you see rice on their bags. You see beans.
And it's orderly.
Yes.
So scrambling.
The way they lined it up. You see, leadership is about honesty and empathy.
Yeah.
If you see before they start picking, they will have arranged it. Like 100-meter files. They will put them on the ground. So the people will now be coming to pick one after another. It's not on this one.
These people
this one looks like beans now. You see, you when you look at this,
saving the people
you cannot but be grateful and pray for the SEMA people in Yobe State, Goni Mohammed, and the governor who directs. Because I asked him, he said the governor will ask me, "Have you done it? Have you gone there to share?" I mean, come on, yes, this is it.
Apart from delegating this thing,
he knows that he must not fail. Look at the woman. See the little boy carrying his own bag. You leave our people starving here. You refuse to do anything about it. Is everything about federal government?
Wow. Look
For a
Thousands
long
of
time.
people.
We'll keep
Thousands of
referring to this visual.
We'll call them out. We'll start mentioning states that refuse to share palliative.
You've taken care of the whole month for the family.
Yes.
All right. And finally, the tension in the political climate in Rivers State has raised adrenaline. No, to curtail further deterioration, the State Elders and Leaders Forum has called for caution. At the end of their emergency meeting at the weekend, the elders and leaders urged President Bola Tinubu to consolidate on his earlier intervention in the matter and end the feud, as the consequences of inaction will affect the entire state. You know, we started this conversation yesterday, and that the job people were even threatening to, the pipelines. So this Rivers thing is getting attention, and I think it must have gotten the attention of Mr. President.
No, part of the demands that they made was that the president should, having initiated the peace move, that he should consolidate on it. That is like saying,
follow up.
Yes, Mr. President should call them again. And we also said that that there's a need for the president to see what he can do a second time. These conflicts are not always resolved easily. You have a meeting, you have another one. The president tried his best, and PDP leaders were quite happy. But unfortunately, the two PDP gladiators refused to agree with one another. So the president tried his best, but it was down to Fubara and his political father to resolve things. If they choose not to let peace reign, there's so little that the president can do. It's such a shame that even these leaders said that they reached out to the two fellows and that they were snubbed. So if you can snub your own leaders, you have no respect for them. I'm not surprised that the president intervened and they still didn't see the reason to make peace. But at the same time, I think the president still needs to see what he can do, because we will not want to see a situation in which the judges will start attacking our oil installations, because I know they have that in their locker. When government wanted to put Tompolo on trial, they were attacking oil installations all over, including export terminals. They nearly brought Nigeria to its knees. That is not what we want to see. And there's a need to resolve this issue. A situation in which a governor goes to demolish a complex that big as the assembly should tell you how desperate our politicians can be.
And when you want to look at it, it is deeper than the way we are discussing it here. When you see the daily updates and the actions from both camps, now you've seen like commissioners under the governor, they are resigning in droves.
One thing,
and have a feel of.
One thing I know is that if you don't nip in the bud conflict, it can spiral into, a major problem. And I also know that there's no conflict in this world that has no solution.
Of course.
But there are two things that struck me. The first one is demolition of the House of Assembly. For me, I think that is akin to anarchy. That House of Assembly does not belong to those lawmakers. It belongs to the public. It belongs to ordinary people on the street, built with billions of naira.
Oh.
So, demolishing it, I don't understand what message the governor was trying to pass. Because by demolishing it, you have not taken away the right of those lawmakers to converge in another building to meet.
Yes.
Does it mean if they now go and meet in another hotel, then you move on? You need billions to bring back that building again. Then the Joe Ango, I think he's an German, but he should have avoided it. He was elected.
Okay, let's quickly take this commercial break. Okay. We'll be right back after this breather. Please stay with us.
The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative (PCNGI) invites stakeholders and investors in the oil and gas, financial services, and transportation value chain to its Stakeholders and Investors Forum. Date Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Venue the Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, FCT. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Themed Nigeria's CNG Revolution, Seizing Sustainable Opportunities, will feature an overview of Nigeria's potential in compressed natural gas, panel discussions on navigating the CNG ecosystem, interactive workshop and exhibition, fundraising and networking. Come and join us at the forefront of Nigeria's transformation to a CNG-powered, cleaner, wealthier and more sustainable energy future. Visit www.pcngiforum.ng to register. Announcer, the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, PCNGI, moving the nation cheaper and cleaner.
Thank you for staying with us. So, Julie.
Okay. So I'm saying that the dimension, bringing in the job National Congress, I don't think it is necessary. The governor was elected by different ethnic groups in Rivers State. Ikwere, Andoni, Undoni, Ogoni, Kalabari. So, but by bringing the ethnic dimension, that might isolate him. It might actually fuel other ethnic groups to now see him as an Ijaw leader, which is not supposed to be. I think that's not tactical enough.
They've been so vocal.
Yeah, they need to be, but it needs to be more tactical. If I were him, I would have mobilized Ikwere to make that statement, not the Ijaw people. Because by now saying you want to blow pipelines, and are you fighting with the federal government? It's not the federal government that is fighting you. Then the third aspect that interests me is that in the past, I don't think anybody would have expected maybe President Obasanjo to come and intervene in AD crisis, or even President Jonathan. So I think for the first time, we are seeing a situation where if you are president of a country, see yourself as a national leader. Any crisis within a political party, even if it's not yours, should be also be seen as your business. And I think I'm happy that the president intervened in the crisis in Bayelsa ahead of the election between Silva and the governor. And this one too, he had called them, even though the governor is not in his own party. And I think that is the way it's supposed to be. Don't say because this party is... it also signifies the leadership vacuum in PDP. The former President Olusegun Obasanjo, actually tore his party card. Then President Jonathan, almost in APC at the time. So there is no inspiring national leader in the PDP. So I think if the president can play that role, and resolve the crisis, I think it would be a mark of statesmanship, which I think we should be encouraged to. And I know that if he invites them and speaks to them, there is a possibility that they will respect him more than even those people in PDP. So I think it's the right move in the right direction.
But usually when you call people to a meeting like that, you tell them what to think is right. You tell them to go and do what you think is right. What the governor said to us was that, yes, this is a family affair, a quarrel between father and son. At that point, we thought that, look, once they got back, the issues will be resolved. So at what point did things degenerate to the point that this governor is digging in and now even destroying an assembly complex, believing that that could stop his impeachment? But that cannot stop an impeachment. They can sit anywhere once it is within the state. Once it is within the state. So destroying such a huge structure was ill-advised and smacks of extreme desperation. And then we do not know. Yes, that was the four lawmakers to pass a budget. And then there are supposed to be concessions made by both Wike and this governor. They are not telling us the story. What happened?
Honestly.
Because we thought that the president having intervened, the two of them will behave themselves and we will have peace. But that's not what we are saying now. It means that even after the intervention of the president, either of them or both of them simply disrespected the president by not taking steps to quell this fire as directed by the president. You saw what happened in Ondo State. People could argue that, this is it's the same party. But he told them to do the needful, and they've gone to do it. Now we can sit comfortably now and say that the matter in Ondo has been resolved. Yeah. And the deputy governor has assumed the position of the governor. So it's unfortunate, but I still think that Wike and Fubara have to make the sacrifices for peace. They have to make both of them. If they decide amongst themselves that, look, enough of this problem, it will come to an end. All the hangers on and the people misadvising both sides, they will stop coming because they will see that these two persons have decided to make peace. But we don't know what really is going on. But it's unfortunate that the president will intervene and will still be seeing what is going on in Rivers.
Well, at the end of the day, governance will suffer in Rivers.
Yes, that's the, both sides, has its own shortcomings. But my advice to the government is that he needs stability to work in Rivers State. Then it's just 48 years. He should be looking at spending 8 years there. But if you don't have a stable takeoff, how are you going to sustain power? Look at what the governor of Ondo State, Ekiti State is doing. You will see him with Fayose, you will see him with Segun Oni. So your attitude.
People in rival party.
Yeah, he was in a function recently with the aspirant of PDP, Kolawole. You can sham your opponent.
You have made peace with all of them.
And you could see that people are even saying, Segun Oni, that is, you can sham your opponent with wisdom. So I think the governor should, no matter what Wike must have done, Wike is not looking for second term. He's just a minister appointed. He may even get reappointed in future. You need a second term. You need stability before you can even talk of investment. And you are young. You are just 48 years old. Where Wike is, I think, 60 or 58. So it should just be a little bit more diplomatic. There is no way you can tell me that there are no solutions to this problem. His future should be more important, his political future, than anything else. So I think it should be more diplomatic and look for more peaceful ways to,
Wike kept saying, you see, people believe that this is just about Wike alone. But people don't understand politics. Wike said, don't pull down the ladder that made you to become governor. He's talking about those structures, like local government chairman, because this man, it is said that he wants to replace the local government chairman with a caretaker because he believes that once he puts his own people, he's building a fresh structure. So, and the former governor is saying, look, the ladder that took you to power, don't pull it down. When he's talking like that, he's not talking about Wike alone. One individual cannot make a person a governor. He's talking about the structures that delivered victory to you. And I don't think that is bad.
Because even if he survives...
Today our people, let me just round up this. Today a lot of our people are saying, Wike should go and sit down, this and that. How many of them will help a man to get to power and will be happy to see that man turn against him? How many of them? People say what they can't take.
If you can stabilize for these 4 years, what about the next 4? It will be more difficult for him to get the second term. While this crisis continues.
Thank you for your contribution. And BKO, thank you. Always been there. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 p.m. And join us from 1:30 to 3:30 every Sunday for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Osuba. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.
It's here again! Marketing Edge Quarterly Virtual Summit. Yes! Marketing Edge Magazine, your authoritative and leading marketing and advertising magazine in Nigeria, is holding its 4th Quarterly Virtual Summit in the year 2023. Yes, the last for the year. Date is Tuesday, 19th December 2023. Time is 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Venue is Zoom. Theme: Integrated Marketing Communications Trends to Watch Out For in 2024. Speakers are drawn from across the IMC sectors, consisting of industry gurus, intellectuals and seasoned practitioners. To be a part of this thought-provoking gathering of industry eggheads, please visit our website www.marketingedge.com.ng. It promises to be great, robust and insightful. Marketing Edge, promoting the brand idea.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Do you struggle with having an active and healthy lifestyle due to your busy schedule? Do you find it difficult to make it to the gym? You want to improve your overall health, but don't know where and how to start? Medical experts agree that walking, running and jogging are amongst the best ways to stay fit and enjoy a great active and healthy lifestyle. What if there was a convenient and affordable way to improve your health, improve your mood and lose weight right in your own home? Introducing the SportX Digital Compact Treadmill, the compact foldable treadmill that makes being active and losing weight fast and easy. Just unfold it and walk, jog or run while you watch your favorite programs on TV. And when you're done, just fold it and store it away. Now that's convenience. The secret is its advanced design that houses a 1 horsepower motor that is twice the size of most treadmills, packed into a nice compact unit, powering every step you take. You get the SportX Digital Compact Treadmill System complete with a rugged commercial-grade ultra-durable traction belt, large LCD multifunctional display that displays speed, time, distance, calories and has 12 different exercise programs, as well as a magnetic safety key for added security.
The SportX treadmill has really helped me get back in shape after childbirth. I love it because it's compact and can fit anywhere in the house. And when I'm done, I fold and put it away. Easy peasy.
This is the best piece of equipment for people like me who want to stay active without leaving the home. I simply unfold it and use it while I watch my favorite program on TV.
Joining the gym can cost an absolute fortune, and you could be paying up to 600,000 naira in annual gym fees. Get the SportX treadmill to save the cost and work out from the convenience of your home. You could pay 500,000 naira for a treadmill like this, but you can get the SportX treadmill for not 400,000 naira, not even 300,000 naira. Order right now and get this for just 294,500 naira only. But wait, there's more. If you order now, you get the SportX Digital Compact Treadmill delivered to you for free, wherever you are in Nigeria. The SportX Compact Digital Treadmill comes with ShopX 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied with the treadmill, send it back for a full refund. But hurry, limited stock available. So, call the number on your screen now or visit our website to place your order while stock lasts. The proceeding was a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Thanks for joining us on the program today. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. We'll begin with the latest development on the Rivers State political crisis, where a federal high court in Abuja has stopped the Independent National Electoral Commission from declaring vacant the seat of 27 members of the State House of Assembly. The court also stopped INEC from organizing by-elections to replace the 27 members. It also restrained the DSS and police from withdrawing the security detail of the members. We have details in this report.
The order given by the court on 15th December barred INEC from organizing by-elections to replace 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly whose seats were declared vacant. Justice Donatus Okorowo restrained the 6 defendants in the case from interfering with the 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly from conducting their legislative duties as Speaker, Deputy Speaker and members of the Parliament. He also restrained the Inspector General of Police and the DSS from denying or refusing to provide security to the plaintiffs or withdrawing their security details. On 13th December, the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Edison Ehi, declared the seats of 27 lawmakers who defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress vacant. Mr. Ehi had secured an interim order through an ex parte application from the Rivers State High Court in Port Harcourt, enabling him and 3 other of his colleagues who are believed to be loyal to the state governor to do legislative duties without interference. There was an ex parte order that was widely circulated on social media over the weekend, dated 18th December. The order was alleged to be what the court was to deliver today. Justice Okorowo is not sitting today as the court is on vacation. This group of lawyers believe that there is more to the order than meets the eye. They want the chief judge of the court to investigate the propriety of the order.
The issue is that these people that have come to fight this application, as we are talking, they are not members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. In the eyes of the law, the Rivers State House of Assembly has invoked the constitutional provisions, Section 109, subsection 1G. And they have invoked it. It's a completed act. And there is an order of Rivers State High Court that has restrained these former members. And the only thing they have to do, if they believe in rule of law, is to go to court to appeal the ruling, appeal the procedure that suspended you.
This might just be the beginning of the legal tussle of the Rivers State House of Assembly, as now the Federal High Court here in Abuja has granted this ex parte order. Will this order contradict the order granted by the Rivers State High Court, which gave legislative powers to Edison Ehi? These and many more we would have to find out. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.
You can join the conversation right now on X, formerly Twitter, using the hashtag Beyond100. Remember to tag at TVC News NG and at Nifemi Oguntoye. Celestina joins me live from our Abuja studio. What the content of what was leaked online over the weekend compared to what you saw at the court today, what's the similarity between both documents?
Well, Nifemi, they were very similar. As a matter of fact, the orders were same, but in different words, because the order that we saw, the ex parte order that we saw over the weekend that was circulating, actually refrained INEC from declaring vacant the seats of the 27 members, and also restrained INEC from conducting a by-election. But that was also what we saw today in the order that I got from one of the councils. Because when we got to the court today, we met the court not sitting because the Federal High Court has embarked on its holidays for the Christmas. I met the registrar of the court who said that, yes, the court gave an ex parte order, but the order circulating in the media space is not the order given by the court. And the court order was given on the 15th of December, not today, that's we had they alleged in the social media. So he said if we want to obtain a copy of the order, we should apply to the court to get that copy. But I was able to get a copy of the order and thought that the court refrained INEC from conducting a by-election or declaring vacant the seats of the 27 members, and also restraining the DSS and the police from withdrawing the security details of these suspended lawmakers. Well, if you look at the position as of today, lawyers came to the courts. They were not very pleased with the order given by the court, because this order now is in conflict of the order given by the Rivers State High Court. Because we recall that the Speaker of the Rivers State High Court, Rivers State House of Assembly, had gotten an order then for the court to identify him as the Speaker, which the court did, and also for other of his colleagues. So as it stands now, that order still subsists because there has not been appeal against that order, or it has not been set aside. So the order given by Justice Okorowo today is more or less conflicting with the order given by the Rivers State High Court, because they are both courts of coordinate jurisdiction, and they are similar subject matter as respect to the suspension of the 27 members of the State House of Assembly. But if I may, this will make us look at Section 109 of the Constitution, reading from 1 to 1F. If we go to J, it talks about how a seat of a member can be declared vacant. And that section says that when a member defects from the political party that sponsored him into office to another political party, that meant that seat will be declared vacant. And this has been the position up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that you are allowed to cross carpet, but there is a circumstance or a condition to that. If by virtue of there is a political instability in a political party, you can defect. But if there's no issue, you have to remain in your political party or your seat to be declared vacant.
So let's area live for us in our Abuja studio. Let's get more legal perspectives now. Legal practitioner G.T. Ogunye joins me on the program. Thank you for joining us on Beyond 100 Days. Similar subject matter, court of coordinate jurisdiction. But do you agree that this new order by the Federal High Court in Abuja conflicts or contradicts the one secured by the 4-member House of Assembly in Rivers State? Mr. Ogunye, I'm asking...
Yes, proceed, please.
Oh, indeed. I was asking what you make of this new judgment stopping INEC from declaring the positions of the 27 lawmakers vacant. Does it in any way contradict the earlier judgment from the High Court in Rivers State?
With profound respect, I can give you a straightforward answer, but I will not want to approach the subject like that. I rather want to treat the subject holistically. And what's the subject now? The spate of apparently conflicting orders being sought and obtained, in fact, or rumored to have been sought and obtained until better information comes out by partisans and those who are on both sides of the political divide in Rivers State as we speak regarding the crisis that had engulfed the party in power in the state and had divided government in the state with the legislative arm of government likely be on one side while the executive branch of government is on another side. And even at that, within the executive, we've seen commissioner resigning and all that. So we're talking about a whole crisis. And so I say that generally, when politicians are fighting themselves, they usually lean on the judiciary to gain the upper hand. And in the process, they will not mind abusing court processes, encouraging courts of coordinate jurisdiction and concurrent powers to sit over their matters as they may define them and then obtain orders that will strengthen their position. So if you look at it this way, and 4 legislators have gone to court, 27 have gone to court. 4 have gone to court to seek to declare the seats of 27 vacant and so on and so forth. 4 have purportedly received the budget proposal of the state, and the governor has purportedly presented a budget before 4 legislators. This is a cocktail of illegalities and absurdities. And they just given democracy a bad name in order to further undermine it. And we're lucky here because it seems that the message of professionalism has percolated in the military. So we are not immediately bothered by subversion of the democratic process. Otherwise, it would have been a one-ton invitation of subversion of the democratic process under the guise of trying to salvage a legislative house that had been demolished, following the example that was laid in Edo State, where a House of Assembly was purportedly being renovated, and the seat of legislative power had to shift to the Osadebe House, the Governor's Lodge in Edo State. I mean, these are absurdities.
Indeed.
And so what I would say is that the judiciary should be wary of, yes, cases will come before our courts, but my message and my advocacy have remained the same. our courts should be wary of entertaining this matter and dishing out this.
I hear you, Mr. Oguye.
Because these are political matters.
Absolutely.
And
we're going to talk about the validity of interim orders and the impact on our polity very shortly. But I'd like to get your opinion on this. Who is backed by law to determine whether there was division or not, within the PDP to then declare a member seat vacant?
If in the party, politicians don't usually accept that there's a division in their party. But our courts repeatedly have said that the division that will be recognized as a division to justify a defection will be a division, a national division. That's a division that will have cracked up the party, right from the center to the lowest level. So it's a broad division. It's not a division within a state as such. And whether such a division exists or not now is one of the issues that I presume that partisans are taking to court to come and ventilate.
So who determines the decision? Is it the Speaker of the House, or the matter has to be taken to court for the judiciary to determine whether or not the division has occurred?
What I'm saying is that politicians hardly accept that there's a division. And they usually affirm division if they want to act on the basis of that division to defect. Meanwhile, the other side may be saying there is no division. Ultimately, as it has happened in a number of cases, the court will take that matter and then decide, do they have a finding of fact whether indeed there is a division to justify a defection. But what is playing out now is that it doesn't lie in the mouth of 4 persons to say that 27 persons have defected their seat. Because it's a legislative declaration. Can 4 persons declare that 27 have defected and so declare their seat vacant? So these are issues that I am saying that these are absurdities. And that's why, initially it appeared I wasn't willing to even answer the question of who is right or who is wrong and all that. I'm just saying that this has been a general practice. Don't forget, in that state, one election ago, and 2019, or 2 elections ago, 2019 election, a party was totally disallowed by the judiciary from contesting election in that state. That was absurd. This kind of thing that is so prevalent in Rivers State now has been used and used and used over time. And I'm not happy about that. Because the judiciary, wittingly or wittingly, would then appear to be a party to the crisis. So the judiciary has to be circumspect when handling or accepting matters like this, so that within a short period of time, you then have rival orders, conflicting orders flying about. And then people keep wondering what is going on.
Talking about
That's the point I'm making.
Talking about the judiciary, Mr. Oguye, some judges say the law with respect to interim injunction constitutes one of the most difficult sections of our law, particularly when you see how conflicting ex parte orders have, somehow, in a way, ridiculed the Nigerian judiciary. It would seem that politicians can now, get these orders to suit their intentions per time. What's your thoughts on this?
Time and time again, the Supreme Court and the NJC have warned about reckless issuance of ex parte orders. And so I know that many of our judges nowadays are very reluctant to give or grant ex parte orders of injunction. And that's even causing a lot of trouble in the legal profession, because sometimes these ex parte orders are warranted. A house is demolished by a government authority. People want to run to court to get an ex parte order of injunction, and then because of the new disposition or new regime of admonition by the apex court and the NJC, so judges are reluctant to grant ex parte orders. So when you therefore see in political cases ex parte orders being granted, by judges, you can't but wonder whether this is not the same ex parte order of injunction that the Apex Court and the Judiciary, the NJC, have repeatedly warned lower court, admonished them not to grant as a matter of course. Yes, I agree that that has become very worrisome, not only now but before now, particularly when they are conflicting. And so it still boils down to the same point I made earlier, that too often judiciary just, when there's a political crisis, judiciary comes and then we have a problem and all that. If you ask me, I will tell you that what is happening in Rivers State is still not a matter for the judiciary to whatever. A political crisis are broken out. And some people claim that they are the new legislature. The others say they are there. So give them police protection, both sides, and let's see what will happen.
All right.
Until ultimately one same court, not multiple cases, will then sort out the matter and say that no, you are right and you are wrong. That's how it should be. You know, a subject matter cannot be the subject matter of litigation in many courts at the same time. It cannot be so. So we are now talking about 3 or 4 courts on the same issue largely, because all these issues are bits and pieces of the same subject matter.
I hear you. Some have called for a political solution, particularly from the federal government and indeed Mr. President. We'll talk about that shortly after this break. Stay with us.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear
Legal practitioner G.T. Ogunye joins us to discuss the political crisis in Rivers and how the judiciary is also responding. Thank you for staying the course on the program. There's the call for President Tinubu to, consolidate on his earlier intervention. The question is, does he have a constitutional role to play here?
He has. I read some opinions to the contrary, that we practice federalism in Nigeria, and therefore the state. No, I don't think so. And I have constitutional basis to so I do, which may not go into now, and I can speak on that, for the next 1 hour. So, but quickly, I think that he does have a role to play, so that he will not be compelled by the generation of the crisis to play a role later that he may not want to play. For example, if the crisis were to persist, that will warrant the declaration of the state of emergency, would he play that role ultimately? So would it be better for him to avert that kind of situation, if he could politically, before he might be forced to take that position? Too often in this country, and I wonder what the federal Attorney General has been doing. In the past, particularly in Edo State example, I find you'll be wondering what's the connection here. How can an executive branch of government intervene in a House of Assembly and prevent them from sitting? That's an arm of government, and it is a representative democracy. Once you prevent the House from sitting and you start disrupting them, you are on the verge of a state of emergency. If you ask me, that's what occurred in 1962 in Western region. We then led to a state of emergency. Your historian would say that yes, the federal government then had, an ulterior motive in declaring a state of emergency, because the entire Western region was not a state of emergency. It was just the parliament. But it was on that limited question of whether the parliament would sit without police entering the chambers to protect parliamentarians and maintain laws and order. And once the federal parliament, led by Alhaji Tafawa Balewa, a prime minister, realized that the police have been calling, said, no, there's a state of emergency. The leader of opposition was saying no, but state of emergency was declared anyway, and we saw what happened thereafter. So if a parliament was touched, and we are not investigating that, a building was touched, and thereafter that building is now be demolished in the name of renovation. You have commissioners, resigning from an executive branch of government. You have legislature divided for saying that they are receiving, budget, and the governor was presenting that. These are constitutional monstrosities.
I hear you, Mr. Oguye.
And so I believe that
this intervention,
regardless of the part of the parties involved, PDP, APC divider, and all that, I think that the president would do well to call his minister, call the elder. The other time, the elders of Rivers State went to Absurdities to felicitate with the president, and there are so many. So he could gather such people, leaders of Total, and said that you people are destroying this state now. What's going on? And then the matter could be resolved.
This intervention you're talking about, Mr. Oguye, I guess is political intervention, which we had, a few weeks ago. It was reported that the president met with both men. He can't do beyond that, can he? Like make a declaration, or perhaps
the president met with both men. Perhaps the crisis have not degenerated now. Now it has degenerated. So if I were to be the president, I said I call not both men, beyond them, to the other people in Rivers State, leaders of thought, and said that look, partisanship is one thing, politics is one thing, governance is on another, democracy is another. You cannot, because of partisanship or politics, destroy democracy. Now there are basic norms. You can't say a house will not sit. You can't say you are demolishing a house. You can't say that, and so on and so forth, and say that, look, this is what I think you should do, because there are consequences. If this crisis were to degenerate, I have a constitutional responsibility to play. If, for example, I come to a conclusion that a state of emergency exists in Rivers State, I will do what I have to do, and I don't want to do that. So please, can you, that kind of moral suasion, that kind of political solution is what I would recommend at this point. Because we have too many important things. We have economic crisis going on in this country now. We have the issue of inflation. We have our economy is in dire straits.
I agree with you.
Government at all levels
focus
on that rather than engage in all these fights.
It is no doubt an unnecessary distraction from distraction from the business of governance. But that's our time. Legal practitioner G.T. Oguye, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the program this evening. Before we go, let's tell you that the organized labor unions in Nigeria has denied the allegation of nationwide strike, directing their affiliates to withdraw their services effective 12 midnight of 18th December 2023. In a statement by the Secretary General of Trade Union Congress, Nuhu Toro, it states unequivocally that the Congress never issued any circular saying it's fake and that the information contained therein is false, mischievous, malicious, and misleading. It's now directed affiliates and all Nigerians to disregard the notice as false. So hopefully work continues into the end of the year. That's our program today, everyone. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.
Following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Do you struggle with having an active and healthy lifestyle due to your busy schedule? Do you find it's difficult to make it to the gym? You want to improve your overall health, but don't know where and how to start? Medical experts agree that walking, running, and jogging are amongst the best ways to stay fit and enjoy a great active and healthy lifestyle. What if there was a convenient and affordable way to improve your health, improve your mood, and lose weight right in your own home? Introducing the SportX Digital Compact Treadmill, the compact foldable treadmill that makes being active and losing weight fast and easy. Just unfold it and walk, jog, or run while you watch your favorite programs on TV. And when you're done, just fold it and store it away. Now that's convenience. The secret is its advanced design that houses a 1-horsepower motor that is twice the size of most treadmills, packed into a nice compact unit, powering every step you take. You get the SportX Digital Compact Treadmill System complete with a rugged commercial-grade ultra-durable traction belt, large LCD multifunctional display that displays speed, time, distance, calories, and has 12 different exercise programs, as well as a magnetic safety key for added security.
The SportX treadmill has really helped me get back in shape after childbirth. I love it because it's compact and can fit anywhere in the house. And when I'm done, I fold and put it away. Easy peasy.
This is the best piece of equipment for people like me who want to stay active without leaving the home. I simply unfold it and use it while I watch my favorite program on TV.
Joining the gym can cost an absolute fortune, and you could be paying up to 600,000 naira in annual gym fees. Get the SportX treadmill to save the cost and work out from the convenience of your home. You could pay 500,000 naira for a treadmill like this, but you can get the SportX treadmill for not 400,000 naira, not even 300,000 naira. Order right now and get this for just 294,500 naira only. But wait, there's more. If you order now, you get the SportX digital compact treadmill delivered to you for free, wherever you are in Nigeria. The SportX compact digital treadmill comes with ShopX 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied with the treadmill, send it back for a full refund. But hurry, limited stock available. So, call the number on your screen now or visit our website to place your order while stock lasts. The proceeding was a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to this edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, where you get updates on the activities of NAFDAC aimed at safeguarding the health of the nation. My name is Amanda Ugo.
On this edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, we'll be starting with the visit of the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council and her team to NAFDAC Laboratory Complex, Oshodi, where she was conducted round the regulatory agency's well-equipped laboratories by the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, and her team, to deliberate on possible ways of collaborating towards combating the rejecting of exports by other countries and increasing Nigeria's foreign exchange. In the second segment, we'll be bringing highlights of the raid by officials of the Investigation and Enforcement Directorate from the Kaduna office of NAFDAC to Max Care pharmaceutical stores in Wuse, Abuja, where Schedule 1 narcotics, a type of controlled substance, was found to be stocked and sold against NAFDAC's guideline.
The diverse responsibilities of NAFDAC, which all come under one umbrella of safeguarding the health of Nigerians, also encompasses the obligation of playing a role in the increase of Nigerians' foreign exchange by ensuring that the products under its regulatory purview are of the best quality, fit for export and use in other countries of the world. However, there have been allegations from certain quarters that NAFDAC does not have the right equipment to test products for export.
A lot of the capital projects, like equipment, we have to raise money from our internally generated revenue or user fees, the money that clients pay to get their products approved or not approved. So we get money from such. And what we have been able to do is to be more prudent in how to spend that money. So we have been using the money from our own user fees, a little from the IGR portion, which is you find somebody that violates, that's IGR. But the government has supported us for the chemical lab, OPCW lab. And also now for the vaccine lab in terms of equipment. So in terms of what we are now doing, our lab has scaled through. Our labs have scaled through. If not, we will not get the recommendations. WHO came because there are so many recommendations under lab testing. If not, they wouldn't have said, oh yeah, you have satisfied our recommendations. Again, that is not a full stop. So we have more confidence now in the results that we are getting. We also have an approach that has added up to us being given a good report for now in terms of the recommendations. In the sense that we are now using risk-based approach to sample products that we're going to test in the lab.
In spite of NAFDAC's efforts under the leadership of Professor Mojisola Adeyeye to ensure that the agency's laboratories are of world class and that the laboratories earn global recognition for their best standards, regulated products under NAFDAC's purview which are exported continue to get rejected. This worrisome situation some time ago necessitated a meeting between the NAFDAC Director General and the UK Food Standards during a workshop on Nigeria-UK Enhanced Trade and Partnerships. Part of the issues raised by NAFDAC at the meeting was the unabated reject of Nigerian food products and the non-notifications on such rejects. A press conference was called by the NAFDAC DG after the meeting on the challenges causing the export reject as pointed out at the meeting.
Non-compliance with advisory guidelines established by NAFDAC to encourage participatory exports. Almost all exported food products are processed without the statutory testing by NAFDAC. Therefore, it is not surprising that all the items exported without NAFDAC quality control and safety tests are rejected. Non-utilization of hitherto free laboratory testing by NAFDAC for export samples coupled with connivance of unscrupulous agents is a second reason. Exclusion of NAFDAC's requirements for its regulated products in the mandatory pre-shipment inspection in the National Export Supervision Scheme, NES, as administered by the federal government-appointed pre-shipment inspection agents called PIAs.
Recently, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Mrs. Noye Ayeni, and her team paid a courtesy visit to the NAFDAC Laboratory Complex in Oshodi.
The purpose of the visit was to deliberate on ways through which NAFDAC and the NEPC can collaborate to stem the tide of export rejection of products made in Nigeria by ensuring that products for export go through the necessary laboratory testing and are made to be of internationally acceptable standards. The Director General, joined by the Director, Laboratory Services, Dr. Charles Nwachukwu, conducted the team from the NEPC round the various specialized laboratories of NAFDAC.
This is where we do pesticide residue. You had it mentioned. Okay. This is the preparation room.
Preparation
room for that pesticide. We have for the residues. You know, our people used to use residue in the storage of their grains. There are so many they use. Even in the farm during production cropping, they use herbicides and some pesticides to protect the plant, the crop. Those crops, and even weeding, these days people do not want to weed, they want to spray, and those ones will contaminate the products. Okay. So that is the residue we look for. What level of it is in the food? Okay. In any type of food, it could be fish, it could be grain, cereal, and all that. Including, this is what we even use in doing the contaminant that was mentioned, Mr. Lin outside. Most people just take a little bit of cocoa and cocoa chocolate, the powder, cocoa powder, and mix it with talc.
Talc. What's talc?
Talc is a kind of powder.
Okay.
And mix it so that they will, because cocoa is more expensive than those
so
things.
They mix it
so they mix it and it becomes, you will see it by plenty and they make more money.
The Director General of NAFDAC expressed her delight at the visit of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council.
This is a great day for NAFDAC, for NAPC, and for Nigeria. Because we have the culture of working in silos. There was a misconception about NAFDAC laboratories that we don't have enough equipment to test products that are meant for export. But I believe that this trip has changed minds. We have invested a lot on equipment because analysis of equipment is very costly. We've gone around many labs in Oshodi. We are in Oshodi lab right now. I put a lot of premium on quality because quality sells. If it is quality, it will not be rejected. And we've had a history of our products being rejected in other countries, and it is high time we stop it. It is high time we stop the shame, we reduce the shame that brings to Nigeria. Beans, sesame seed, and this collaboration with NEPC and other agencies, I believe it is the biggest thing that can happen in terms of making the president's goals to be realized, which is considering the local content and impacting the global access to different markets, and bringing a lot of forex into, back into our country.
The CEO of the Nigerian Exports Promotion Council also commended NAFDAC's efforts.
The whole place is very neat, so I find it very exciting. That's the starting point. So anywhere you enter and the place is neat, that shows what that particular institution is doing. And before I came here, I've always known that NAFDAC does great things, but coming here has opened my horizon. There are quite a number of things that I didn't know that we're doing. A lot of equipment, a lot of things that can help export. I believe NEPC, who has been charged with promoting and developing non-oil export, I think this will come in very handy. Some of the information that we're open to today, we'll also find ways of passing it out to the exporters. And I believe that together NEPC and NAFDAC will collaborate and all get towards the renewed hope of Mr. President, His Excellency Mr. President, and also our Honorable Minister, who have charged us to see what we can do to improve on the Nigerian non-oil export towards increase in foreign exchange flows to the country. So I think this is a good one. And together, NEPC, that's Nigerian Export Promotion Council, and NAFDAC With other agencies, we work together to achieve great success in that regard. There's a lot to be done, a whole lot to be done, but a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So we're determined, we're committed, we remain resolute to ensure that we improve the non-oil export in Nigeria.
NAFDAC and Your Health continues after the short break. Stay with us.
NAFDAC has observed with dismay the wanton illegality of unlicensed vendors peddling drugs to unsuspecting members of the public, despite efforts aimed at tackling the menace of drug hawking. NAFDAC hereby advises the general public to desist from buying drugs from these merchants of death. Drugs sold by hawkers are fake, counterfeit, and substandard. The hawkers expose the drugs to inclement weather, which degrades their active ingredients since they are stored in conditions that render drugs poisonous. The drugs could therefore damage the liver and kidney or lead to the death of the consumer. Drug hawkers constitute threat to our national security. Hawking of drug is one of the main causes of drug abuse, as victims continue to fetch drugs from unregistered and unregulated hawkers. Consequently, drug abusers soon succumb to the dilemma of depression, personality disorders, suicidal thoughts, mental disorder, sleep problems, organ failure, damaged immune system, memory loss, anxiety, social and economic problems. NAFDAC hereby warns those involved in the nefarious act of hawking drugs to desist from this illegal act or face the wrath of the law. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
You are still watching NAFDAC and Your Health.
As NAFDAC strives to ensure that only approved food products, drugs, chemicals, controlled substances, and other regulated products are made available for public consumption and use under stipulated NAFDAC guidelines, the agency has in place measures to bring to book erring citizens who contravene the stipulated guidelines of NAFDAC as enshrined in the law that backs NAFDAC's operations. It was in this regard that officials of NAFDAC from the Investigation and Enforcement Directorate from the Kaduna office of the agency swooped on Max Care Pharmacy, Wuse, Abuja recently on a tip-off that Schedule 1 narcotics were being stored and sold in the pharmaceutical store.
By our constitution, it's only the federal government that has the right to bring in Schedule 1 narcotics like Petidine, codeine, and morphine. All other health institutions are supposed to go to the Federal Medical School under the Federal Ministry of Health to purchase their Schedule 1 narcotics for the needs of their patients. However, we receive an intelligence that this premises is into sales and stocking of Schedule 1 narcotics. That is the reason why we are here. And surprisingly, we got one of the Schedule 1 narcotics being stocked inside these premises. And also, we went ahead and do a thorough search in the premises, and we discovered a lot of prohibited products inside these premises, as you can see them displayed here.
Pharmacist Audu Baba explained in details what Schedule 1 narcotics mean and why their ails are controlled by NAFDAC.
The Schedule 1 narcotics are products that are dependent. As you can see from this dihydrocodeine that we got, it's written can cause addiction because it contains opioid. That is why it is a controlled drug. It's not everybody that is allowed to handle it. As a pharmacist, you are supposed to abide by the rules and regulations of the handling of Schedule 1 narcotics. Like in the premises here, let me have that here. This is what we call poison disposal book. In this book, there are columns whereby if you dispense any narcotics, you write the name and quantity of the poison disposed, the name and address of the receiver, that is the patient that has received the product, as well as the purpose of which the product is being given, and the signature of the pharmacist that dispenses it. Why we do that is that during the International Narcotics Board meeting, every country is given a specific quantity of these products for the needs of their country. So at the end of the year, the narcotics Controlled Substances Director of the NAFDAC do go back for a meeting to tell them how we utilize this quantity that was given to us in Nigeria. That is the reason why it's not supposed to be purchased by any other person apart from the Federal Ministry of Health, so that there should be control, because they are addictive substances. They can cause addiction and it will fall on the wrong hand. That is the reason why most of these security challenges that we are having. Who knows? Maybe these are some of the people that supply them.
The Deputy Director from the Investigation and Enforcement Directorate of NAFDAC also valued the cost of other unregistered products found in the pharmaceutical store.
The rough estimate, it will be up to $30 million with the current economic situation we have in the country. Because there are some expensive products that have been brought in through illegal routes. They are not registered by the agency. And most of them are not even meant for this our environment. Some of them are from Turkey. They are meant for the Asian country. Drugs, because of the handling and storage condition, they have been manufactured for a specific region, taking into consideration the storage condition of that region. We have regulatory sanctions as well as our guidelines based on our law. After our investigation is concluded, regulatory sanctions are going to be followed. But all we are interested now is to continue with our investigation to find out how these products come into the country, and at the same time, anybody that is involved, they will apply our normal regulatory sanctions and guidelines on it.
This is how far we can go on today's edition of NAFDAC and Your Health. Another insightful and educative package will come your way again, same time, same station, next week. If you have any information, reports, or questions, please do contact us.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322.